Omniverse.
The Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program contains content that may not be suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised. Visit CthulhuMystery.com and head to Patreon.com/OmniverseMedia to join our community of fans and unlock further secrets. We return to our presentation of the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program Live, a special charity event where the mayhem and horror unfold before your very ears as our cast ventures into the classic tabletop role-playing scenario, The Cracked and Crook'd Manse. The original broadcast, and indeed this podcast release, is a charity event benefiting the Transgender Law Center. Donate now and help this organization in its fight to create legislation and movements ensuring the freedom and liberty of transgender people. To make your own contribution, head to CthulhuMystery.com/live and follow the links to where you can donate to our Tiltify campaign. Our grand total is now at $1,895 thanks to a generous contribution from someone called, well, it's the same word 3 times in a row. It's Hastur. Well, that's ominous. A perfect dark and stormy night to present the Call of Cthulhu Mystery. Sorry for the interruption. My producers just handed me a note. It looks like we've got an urgent call, which we'll be taking. Okay. You're on the air with WI...
Coming to you live from the twin sun shores of Carcosa, the Shakespeare of the 8th Sphere, that stylish fella, that king in yellow, he who is not to be named, the one, the only.
I'm sorry, are you the donor?
No, but shout out to my devoted acolyte. You know who you are. Love you, babe. Come see me backstage. I'm very pleased that my some money could contribute towards supporting the Transgender Law Center. Yada, yada, yada. Great cause, I'm sure. Hey, can we wrap this up? You're really slacking on the whole radio host thing, Chuck.
Now wait just a minute, that's not...
Look, amigo, I got a gig to get to. A little off-Broadway thing, but if we nail the previews, it could be big. Turn the world upside down, you dig? I know we can do a lot better. And clapping if you believe in fairies. Money talks. So let's turn on the juice and see what shakes loose. I'm looking at you, Radioland. Operators are standing by. The king has left the building.
We're terribly sorry for that interruption, folks. Anyway, please do head to CthulhuMystery.com/live and donate to this cause. We'll read your name and any messages you send us. We're only $605 away from our final goal and $105 away from our next milestone in this ritual of giving. And now, on to the show. Jerry, what the hell was that? Since when do we let any Yahoo calls in interrupt a live show? What do you mean, what call? Damn it.
Do you hear that? In the cruel blackness of night, an unknowable evil from beyond time cries out. What dark deeds unfold on the streets of Arkham, and which unwitting souls, innocent or impure, will succumb to the maddening call, the Call of Cthulhu.
Omniverse and Chaosium are proud to present the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program, live. Tonight's strange story, The Cracked and Crook'd Manse, Part 3. Chaosium Incorporated is the publisher of high-quality books and games, including the acclaimed Call of Cthulhu Tabletop RPG. Head to Chaosium.com to discover forbidden tomes of eldritch knowledge, so that you and your friends can succumb to the maddening call of investigative horror adventures just like this one. This live production is recorded and produced in Central Florida, Nashville, Tennessee, and Dinwiddie, Virginia, on lands ruthlessly taken from their indigenous people, the Timucua and Seminole, the Yuchi, Shawnee, and Cherokee, and the Chero and Hakanataway, respectively. Acknowledgement of the first people of these lands and the lasting repercussions of colonization is the least we can do. Through awareness, we can prompt discussion allyship, and ultimately, decolonization. To learn more about the First Nations of the land where you live, visit native-land.ca. Last episode, our intrepid investigators heard strange noises inside this moist and desolate mansion. And they made a new friend, the county sheriff, who informed them that decades before, this house was the site of horrific murders. Together, they entered the library. What sinister knowledge will they uncover?
As the sheriff goes in, the rest of the group follows in his wake, I'm presuming?
Yeah.
You're giving him a wide berth.
Yeah, hesitantly. Hesitantly.
Ollie oxen free. Anyone here?
And
I am the county sheriff.
all of you looking around in here, this is a very well-appointed library. There's some mold and moisture noticeable among the books, but not as bad as the central area of the house. Some water damage present on the walls and ceiling, and it looks like a rather sizable wall sconce. A lighting decoration is just crashed off of the wall and shattered on the ground, and has knocked over one of the tables as well that's in here. There are a number of papers kind of spilled on the ground across the table, and a bound a bound up collection of looks like various letters and papers and things of that sort.
This place is going to shit. I holster
go
my weapon and I leave the room.
I'm gonna go check out that stack of bundled papers. Could be a journal. Could give us some information.
Well, looking at the bundled papers, you actually flip it open, and after glancing through it for a little bit, it actually looks like a lot of older documents pertaining to the mansion itself. This looks like some of them were actually legal materials relating to the purchase of the house. It looks like from what you can see, this Arthur Cornthwaite had done quite a thorough job investigating the Fitzgerald mansion before he purchased it. You see a number of various land surveys and things like that. One of the things that catches your eye pretty quick, though, is that kind of filtered among these various things, more mundane materials, you see a couple of clippings. It looks like Cornthwaite had some time ago, back before he purchased this house, collected some details from the house itself, and apparently he charted out the previous owners of the house going back to its construction. As you look through this list of various previous owners of the house, you find that it was built back in 1805 by the wealthy Fitzgerald family. With it, they occupied the home until 1865, when the young John Fitzgerald returned home from the Civil War. And according to newspaper articles that you looked through, he had killed his entire family in a rage and then committed suicide himself.
Fitzgerald's as well.
The home was later purchased by the Ainsfield family in 1866, who lived there until 1894, when mounting debts forced them to sell and move away. The next owner is a name that's familiar to you, having just been uttered by the sheriff, Arthur Kerwin, who moved in 1894 with his young family. From what you can see, he moved here with his family from New York, getting away to the countryside. And unfortunately, it seems that Mr. Kerwin adjusted quite badly to the loneliness and quietness of this place, getting away from the bustle of the city, because in 1895, apparently after becoming increasingly irritable with his friends and neighbors, he murdered his family and successfully evaded pursuit and was never seen again. After that point, the house stood vacant for several years until in 1898 it was purchased by an elderly couple, the Franklins. Martha Franklin, she died in 1911, and from Cornthwaite's notes, it doesn't appear to be that there was any cause of death that he was able to locate. Only just the date of her passing. Additionally, her husband Henry outlasted her by 7 years, dying in 1918. And then the year after that is when Arthur Cornthwaite purchased the place. Among all of these details, you do find a few more specific newspaper clippings. The first of which dates back to 1895, and let me send that to you.
As Hazel is, poring over all of these papers, she's not being particularly secretive about anything she's reading. She's actually commenting on it out loud and kind of filling everyone in as she plows on through the research material. And there's this one is very specific. This was from the Kerwin murders. Wait a minute.
Well, I just popped my head on back in.
Jesus.
That's... Whew.
Sir.
Sheriff, you gotta...
What?
You
Oh,
have a very light step.
Cunning investigator easily started. Call the Gazette.
That's,
Hurtful, rude.
What
Accurate.
what you gotten into here?
So you're the one that found the Kerwin bodies.
Unfortunately, yes, it's a terrible memory I will not soon forget. 30 years ago. And I again look and glance at the at everyone there. And I get real close to the French guy. Yeah, 31 years ago. Terrible thing. And of course, these days, considering that 30 years prior there was another terrible murder of family here, the Fitzgeralds, after which, of course, the fine estate is named, the townsfolk tend to believe that there's a curse. And since the local rag has been spinning word of old man Cornthwaite's, well, not being around, folks are starting to whisper about whether or not, every 30 years maybe some kind of tragedy befalls the Fitzgerald Manse. Isn't that cute?
Delightful.
Well, it seems like all you have to do is not buy the house.
Well, one would suspect that, yeah, but, maybe folks have returned to the scene of the crime after all this time. The Fitzgeralds are long gone, but Kerwin's still around. Oh, if I ever find that dirty dog, I will surely gun him down. I say to no one in particular.
Are you suggesting that he's still here? Like here?
No, that's
Here?
that's
And I
preposterous. That's absolutely preposterous. Anyway, I don't suppose you find folks have any reason to be poking your finger in that particular wound to this here town. It's something I feel that would be nice if we could all put it behind us and lay all that to rest. But I don't see what that has to do with old man Cornthwaite, unless you've discerned some kind of astute correlation.
It's been 30 years, so might
Also, you brought it up.
Yeah.
Oh, you mentioned the damn thing. Anyway, fine.
When we were in the kitchen, it was a different story.
When we were in the kitchen, I was reminded of the smell of a terrible thing. So I walk off, and they can hear me stepping on up the stairs to the second floor.
I don't like him.
Something's very
I don't think he likes
not
us.
right with the sheriff.
Did you say there was a book on the floor as well as papers, or just the papers like bound together?
There's the papers. There's a number of books. I mean, this is actually a pretty well-appointed library. Looking around, you can see that there's a fair bit of books about archaeology, although not as many as you would expect. As you inspect the library further, are kind of all of you guys taking a look, seeing what you can find in this place?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm specifically looking for things that look like they tie into the Pratt book.
Okay.
And I do have a library skill.
Yeah, you can go ahead and make a library use roll. Anybody else is just kind of checking the whole place out can make a spot hidden.
I'd like to check out the wall sconce. I want to. Can I tell whether it was broken off by force or whether the weight of the fixture itself, like there was like wall damage and it just kind of plopped?
Yeah, sure thing. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take yours first. You can go ahead and roll architecture.
Yeah, that's a success.
Okay. So looking it over, you notice that it almost seems like this was held in place by screws that were loosened and almost kind of pushed out of place. As you're inspecting it, you notice that the wooden paneling, there's kind of a weird knot in it, not too far below where this was hung, that kind of stands out. And it actually looks like it's the knot itself has kind of been pushed out a little bit as well.
I'm gonna like kind of touch it, feel it, see if it it shouldn't move, but I want to see if it does.
With it moves a little bit. It does, almost like it was kind of forced into place or something like that. But with some wiggling, you're eventually able to actually pop the little wooden knot out of place. And inside, you can actually see there's something in there. Looks like maybe a piece of paper.
I'm gonna take that bad boy.
Okay. And as you kind of fish around in there with your finger, you're able to pull out an old and yellowed piece of paper. And let me go ahead and give that to you so you can see what you find. The paper is covered in closely packed scrawl. It has aged rather badly and at this point is almost illegible.
This handwriting is terrible.
Well, you are able to make out a signature at the end. AC.
AC. Arthur Conway. Mabel, Hazel.
Hey, it's Hazel. What did you find?
I think I have something from Professor Cornthwaite. Oh my god, I can't say his name. Here, take it.
All right. As Hazel takes a look at it, afraid of the, but no more. Now because I know them. They heard the two something look and saying. They did not hear. This is that they could not see the stars from where it was. So they hear the whispers, jealous that I can make them okay. Yeah, Yeah. Great.
This one knows how, and it will ascend to meet them. I trust you understand. Something affection is is the end of it. It looks like.
Hazel kind of folds the paper over. This is getting weirder and weirder. Kind of like absentmindedly like stuffs the paper down in her satchel. Kind of looks around. Is there any other? Did you find any more of this paper, or where was this?
It was actually so it's weird. You know that wall sconce?
Mm-hmm.
So it was screwed into the wall. So it should have been secure into the wood, right? It was secured into the wood panel, but it was pushed out. We shouldn't have been able to be pushed out, but it was pushed out, and then I hold up the little knot of wood, and this was loose, so I kind of just, pried it out from the wall, and it was in this little pocket here.
Hazel shuffles over and puts her head up against the wall again and starts listening to the wall again. Like, is there...
Okay. Well, with that, Hazel puts her ear to the wall and can hear the sound of again that creaking of the entire house, almost like the house itself is moaning. And you can hear this traveling aspect of it, where it almost sounds like it's moving up and down and up and down.
She knocks on the wall to see if it's like hollow anywhere or anything.
And with the knock on the wall, there's not any immediate sound that greets it. Just the hollow knocking against the wall. But after a few moments, everyone in the room make a sanity check.
Great.
Lovely.
Oh no.
That's a failure for me.
Boy, howdy, I am looking for my sanity.
Jeez.
6 against 70.
Howdy, I'm still looking.
That's
On your sheet.
that's a 96 over 61. Is that a critical fumble? Is that
No. That's that'd be a full 100. But in this case, everyone who failed it loses one point of sanity. That reduces your max or your current sanity by 1. And so with that, after that knock, there's kind of a silent moment, and then the entire room almost seems to flex as if breathing. For a moment, you thought you were just imagining it, but looking around, you can see the concerned faces on the rest of your compatriots, and you definitely didn't imagine.
Tell y'all that I also heard something on the. Is now a good time to relay the information that something was walking above us earlier? I just thought I'd fill y'all in.
Walking above us?
Like not on the floor above us. Like on the ceiling. Like something was walking on the. I heard it. There was a. Yeah.
Are you
I'm not
sure?
the only one that saw the room breathing just now, am I?
You're not, and that's why I'm relaying the information that I have, and I'm very sure.
Maybe it was the house settling?
I know what a house settling sounds like, and I wish it was. I wish it was
This house
that.
is
It's
hundreds
not.
of years old. Also,
Okay, but settling is like creaking, not a footstep. I know what a footstep sounds like. I dance. I know what it sounds like.
Does
Not
anyone
crazy.
else find it strange that, probably unrelated, that the sheriff went upstairs?
That feels kind of not good.
I feel like he's just walking around unbidden. I don't know.
I I think
doesn't
that's what
seem right.
that's what we are doing. We are walking around unbidden.
No, we were bidden. We were bidden by those lawyers.
What?
Yeah, I don't think he had a warrant.
But we have
Exactly.
whimsy and
He walked
and
in here.
curiosity leading us, but him.
Yeah.
What?
So we, at the moment, have footsteps on the ceiling when all of us were down here, including the sheriff. We have a breathing room. I hate it. I hate it.
As this conversation has been going on, Hazel's gone back to the books and been looking over there.
Yeah. Did you make the library use check?
Yes, I had a hard success with 20 under 55.
Okay. Looking through the library here, you notice that you actually find some kind of documentation to the library itself. It seems like Cornthwaite was pretty meticulous. He knows exactly where all his books are. And as a matter of fact, a big chunk of his books were kind of given away to the town library. With it, the part of the reason that you actually find this document is he's actually circled one of the books that was on the list that had been given to the library, and it was specifically the Pratt book that you located earlier, the one that's in your satchel right now.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't just have that book lying around. It looks like from what you're able to see, it looks like he actually donated that book some time ago, like years ago, back when he first moved to town, and then recently went in and got it back from the library.
I want.
And yeah, with it, you pull that book out of your satchel and you flip through to the back of it, and sure enough, there's a stamp from the Gamwell Library on the back.
Looks like there was definitely something to do with his last expedition. It doesn't make any sense why he would go back and get a particular book from the library when he just had all this other. And she kind of realizes she's like mumbling out loud to herself as she like looks around like,
No,
yeah.
Keep going.
Maybe he thought there was value in what the author was saying.
It's possible, and it there's some correlations, but none of this is making a whole lot of sense. We need more information. We should check out the rest of the house and just see what all we can gather, I guess.
Okay.
Is the room we're in the second room on the right, or are we farther?
So right now, you are on the basically the room that's in the left front quadrant of the house. It's like if you were to come in through the front door and then immediately turn to your left in the kind of the main hallway area. It's in there. So this door itself, it actually has a little door that leads out to that tiny side hallway as well. So with that, are you going to vacate the library and check out another part of the house?
Yeah, I mean, assuming that we've, kind of seen all there is to see in the library.
Yeah, sure enough. With it looking around, I mean, everything else seems to be more or less in place, and much of the library seems untouched for a great deal of time. With it, you don't find anything else of particular note. Although, I mean, who else is kind of doing those cursory looks?
I will assist in doing the looks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should I make a check?
Yeah, you can go ahead and make a spot hidden.
Okay. Success. Let me see here. And it's under 1/2.
Okay. Well, in the glint of the makeshift torchlight that is shining up this throughout this room, you catch a brief shine of light underneath one of the chairs, and you reach down and pull up a coin. It's a strange coin.
No.
Looks like it's got. It's made of copper, so it's kind of a reddish coin, and it's got this fish engraved into the side of it.
Fish.
I have eaten many a fish in my day. Does it resemble a very specific breed of fish?
Almost looks like a herring. It's very kind of small and silvery.
I see. Yes, and I feel overwhelmed. A feeling of futility. And
as the ennui settles in, you're suddenly feeling a little more French.
And deja vu.
I know this feeling.
As the lot of you look around, seeing there's nothing else to see in the library, and make your way back out into the main hallway, all of you can hear some creaking noises in the direction that you had come from earlier, in the direction of the kitchen.
Sheriff.
Yeah. Coming from upstairs and looking out all over the banister at at these people.
So you're not in the kitchen?
Clearly I am not.
Okay.
There might be someone else in the kitchen.
You didn't use up all your ammunition, correct?
I haven't fired my gun this entire time. Sure you're well aware.
I am very relieved. But maybe you could check the kitchen.
You know what? Gladly. And as soon as I've done that, then I'll go out and I'll see about tracking down that horse that is definitely not inside this house. And since you all kind folks seem to be minding your own, it's all good and well.
It wasn't upstairs.
What's that?
There was no grazing area for it up the stairs?
No, surprisingly not, sir. I'm walking my way down the stairs. So all y'all just stay right where you are in case anything dangerous is actually going on. I will be right back.
Did we notice a stable on the grounds at all?
Previously on your way in here, there was, you guys didn't spend a whole lot of time really checking the place out. It looked like there was a shed off in the distance, probably too small to be a stable. But then again, some of the nearby estates, the nearest house is quite a fair bit away, like a mile down the road at least. Some of those, they look like they could have had some grazing land for horses.
This property is decidedly unstable.
In more ways than one.
So as the sheriff pushes his way past you, kind of gesturing for you all to stay where you are, he makes his way towards the back hallway, pushes his way into the kitchen in the back, and things are quiet for a moment.
Oh. Ooh, quiet. Oh.
Oh. I hit the deck.
And gunshots ring out. A brief scream, and then silence in the house again.
I look over at Percy and Hazel, and I'm like, should we? Check?
I don't have any. I don't.
Take out a fountain pen.
I pull out my knife.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's better. That's a lot better.
Hazel stands behind everyone.
I stand in front of Hazel yeah. Oh God. I kind of like walk over to the door of the kitchen.
She's still got her flashlight.
Did the sheriff leave the door open or is it closed?
The door, he had kind of swung it open and it had partially closed, but not entirely.
Okay. I want to kind of peek in.
Okay.
Just a little look to see what I can see.
So you have to push the door open a little more. With it, Hazel is behind you, shining the flashlight ahead, and shining the light in there. You can see, something shining on the ground. As you open the door a little more, it's the sheriff's .45 revolver lying on the ground. You can see smoke curling up from the barrel.
Oh. But no sheriff?
Nope, there's just a wet patch on the ground.
I very cautiously kind of like enter the room.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a good
make a spot hidden check.
Oh, I'm not good at those. I'm dumb. That's
If you want to use a bonus die, Silas has earned one. The fates have been tugged.
well, I was a failure. So.
Okay. Do you want to use a bonus die? Reroll?
Gonna
save that? Okay, that's
save
fine.
it.
Okay, so anybody else who follows in Silas's footsteps can make a spot hidden roll, because you guys had mostly focused on the pantry before, to the exclusion of kind of everything else that was in the kitchen.
I walk over to the pool of blood. I'm assuming that's what that is.
That's the strange thing. As you come
Hard
in,
success.
not blood. It's just slick moisture, like almost like water.
0 fumble.
Well, we got 1 success, 2 failures, and what a happy family.
Okay, Percy, you are kind of, something's shining a little bit in the light against the far door on the opposite side of the kitchen. It's very strange. It's on the ground, like there's a bright line along the base of the door. As you walk past the wet patch, giving it a wide berth, looking at it and get closer, it looks like it's a line of powder blocking off the door.
I'm gonna bend down, careful for my pants to not brush the powder.
What is really important? Respect the drip.
I'm gonna take a little, like, between my thumb and forefinger. I'm gonna taste
Salt.
Salt.
Tastes like salt.
We've solved the mystery.
Didn't.
I think we've found the missing salt shaker.
You don't see a salt shaker around here.
Lost shaker of
Or
salt.
the missing salt inside of the salt shaker.
Yeah, this looks like it might be the door down into the basement from the look of things.
Can we see where are there any bullet holes in the wall?
Looking around, you are eventually able to find some signs of bullet holes. A couple of the bullet holes are in the large fireplace, kind of the column of it as it leads up. One is like right near one of those large tins that I mentioned before. Another third bullet hole is in the ceiling itself.
So the trajectory was up.
So 2 out and 1 up.
Yeah.
Didn't you say you heard things crawling around on the ceiling earlier?
Yeah. I did.
Well, that does not bode well. The basement.
So we don't have blood. We have wet. I pointed the puddle. So that's reassuring in a way, unsettling in another.
Except for the complete vanishing of the sheriff. Is there a way that the sheriff could have gotten out and around without us seeing him?
Well, there's a door.
I mean, there's a door that leads out into the hallway. There's the door that leads into the pantry. There's the door that leads into the dining room. There's another little side door, but the windows are still shuttered up. Yeah, I mean, you didn't hear any other doors open or close.
Are the floors carpeted? I mean, this is the kitchen, right?
No, not in the kitchen, no.
Okay, yeah. So are any of the floors in next to the, like, in the adjacent doors, are they carpeted? Are they wood?
The adjacent doors, yeah, they are all wood floors, just like in here.
So we would have heard footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
Were we close enough to hear?
It was right down the hall.
You guys were in the main hall. This is kind of just, basically down and through a door.
So,
Basement, anyone?
I'd be delighted. Yeah.
And
After you.
As you are looking at the basement, you hear another clatter, the noise of something hitting a floor upstairs, up on the second floor somewhere. And with that noise, we will draw our story to a close for tonight.
I'm stressed.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, that was my first question. How are you feeling? How are you doing? Thoughts, reactions?
I'm worried, concerned.
Glad it was the sheriff.
You know what? It had to be one of us.
Worried about some kind of upside down problem that lives upside down in this house.
Not the upside down problem.
That's a hell of a problem.
It's just a right side up.
Well, folks, this has been a momentous night. We are currently at $1,169.69.
Yeah.
Nice.
Double nice.
Love it. We love to see it.
Thanks to some wonderful people. Jamie Lalone, shout out to you.
Yeah, Jamie.
Repeated donor, doling out dice rolls to people left and right. They say that the Foley work deserves more money. That is courtesy of John Laval. Big Bad Shadow Man contributed saying, let's hit that OG goal. Commander Jesse said, what great fun. Thank you so much for putting this together. Shout out to Keeper Luke for leading us through this wonderfully creepy story. It's been real good. I've been hearing some good things happening in the chat. Like,
oh my god, yes.
Just on Plays said, not going the father-grandfather method. No whipping people.
There's still
Very
time.
grateful for that. So we also have some winners. Of course, I mentioned OP, it's Frosty, won a Manchester Madness book. Well, we have 2 additional winners since then. Flannel Clad Queer won a PDF.
Yes.
Nice.
Best name.
That is some very good energy. And True to Self, also very good energy, won a physical copy of the book.
Nice.
Thank you all so much. This is absolutely amazing. So we've been walking through this ritual, of course, through all the milestones. And at 169, the priestess has opened the door, and now we just await as they descend from pure air, if we can get to that 1,300 mark.
Manifesting.
Yes. Oh, also, Chaotic Thembo won a PDF. Congratulations, Chaotic Thembo.
I just want to be their friend because of their username.
All y'all are bringing the heat with these good usernames.
Yeah.
And like resplendently queer. Thank you. Yeah. Tough times here at the Fitzgerald Manse.
God, that Wilhelm scream gets me every time.
So
There's the sheriff.
ridiculous.
I know Dan said that's why you don't name your horse Wilhelm.
If you like what we do, head to CthulhuMystery.com. Find us at Cthulhu Mystery on Twitter or Facebook. And support us on Patreon if you dig it. That's patreon.com/Omniverse Media. Omniverse is our production company. We make a lot of fine programs and shows and so on. Call of Cthulhu is our big focus at the moment as we move towards getting Series 3 put out early next year alongside our crowdfunding campaign for Series 4, 5, and 6 and beyond. Folks, anything that you would like to share about your respective projects and other goings on before we leave everybody tonight?
After you.
If you want to hear more funny voices and things of that such and fun campaigns, definitely check out Omniverse's own RPG from scratch, where I'm involved along with the homebrew hombres. And if you enjoy this kind of thing, you might enjoy that.
I play a fireball throwing holistic chef anthropomorphic macaw in one of their actual play series.
Oh, love that.
Chuki call.
Yes, everything about that. If you like naked nerds, I'm producing streaming online nerdy themed burlesque shows once a month. There's going to be a live stream, and then it will be available on demand for a week after that. If you want to check it out, we are going to ruin/bless your childhoods, and you can find tickets on rubyshowtix.com or stalk me on social media, and I'll be sharing it all over the place.
Like hearing my voice? I mean, I suggest you check out This Planet Needs a Name, where I play a recurring character on that.
It's so good.
Thank you so much.
You can hear my voice on Valence Pod. It's an audio drama. You can also newly hear me on the 3rd season of In Between, which its first episode just came out a couple of days ago. Very excited about that.
What's the elevator on In Between?
What's the elevator?
Yeah, the elevator pitch. Yeah.
It's a audio drama that is based on a D&D party, but instead of focusing on the sort of actiony bits, you get snapshots of the between bits where they are resting after a hard day's adventure.
Excellent.
It's very fun.
Delightful. So we almost made it to the halfway mark to $2,500 tonight, and hopefully tomorrow night we can make that happen again. But you know what? Sometimes it's hard to get a second part of something pushed as far. So for all of you who are watching us tonight and like the show, I encourage you to share it on your socials, get more people to tune in and turn out for Trans Liberation.
And of course, keep your dial set to the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program's podcast feed for more startling noises. You can subscribe to us on your favorite podcast player so you never miss an episode. And if you're enjoying this live show, why not give us a rating or a review on Apple Podcasts or Podchaser? Once again, be sure to head to CthulhuMystery.com/live. There you'll find supplemental material, like character sheets, images of the clues that our players are discovering, the video version of this broadcast, and, of course, a link to our Tiltify page where you can donate to help us reach our goal of giving $2,500 in support of the Transgender Law Center. Only $605 remain until the time when the stars are right. If you're looking for even more Cracked and Crooked content, head to patreon.com/omniversemedia to listen to an entire alternate run of this campaign with a completely different cast, as well as exclusive actual play series and other behind-the-scenes Cthulhu mysteries. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening to the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program. This production of the Cracked and Crooked Manse is performed by Keeper Luke Stram, Kat Blackard, Caleb Del Rio, Sawyer Greene, Joshua LaForge, Dottie Vox, and features a special performance by Joseph Teagle as you-know-who. It's based on a scenario from Mansions of Madness, written by Stuart Boone, Sean DeWolf, Gavin Inglis, Christopher Lackey, and Mark Morrison, published by Chaosium Incorporated. Find the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program's award-winning audio drama series on your favorite podcast platform or at CthulhuMystery.com. This is an Omniverse production. It's produced by Catherine Blackard, Colin Peterson, and John Sebastian Laval. Colin Peterson is the project lead, director, and live stream producer. Sound was by John Sebastian Laval. The original score is composed and performed by Ryan McQuinn and Mike McQuinn of Neon Dolphin. Home for all your custom music needs and more, neondolphinmusic.com. Special thanks to our Patreon producers, Ben Honk, Nathan Crow, Sean Hutchinson, Zombie Pops, Hoodoo Voodoo, Sean T. Red, Josh King, Patrick Webster, and David Van Pelt. Our executive producers, Big Bad Shadow Man, Jason O'Keefe, Marcus Larson, Aaron Ramsey, and Jamie Lalone. And James Nicola and the Arkham Paranormal Research Society. This program is made possible by the support of listeners like you. Head to patreon.com/omniversemedia to join our community of fans and unlock further secrets. All characters appearing are fictitious, and any resemblance to persons living or dead is purely coincidental. This has been the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program. Good night.
Omniverse.